Alright guys, what's up? So the Oura Ring, 3-month roundabout I've had it, 3-month review. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I absolutely love this thing. I never wear jewelry because I go to the gym a lot. I feel like I always scratch it, trash it, lose it, got to take it out for some reason. This thing is, I cannot say enough good stuff about it. Where to begin? One of the best things about it is if you've got an Apple Watch, Apple Watches are great, but every single night you've got to charge them, meaning you're not wearing it every single night. This thing I charge once a week for an hour to an hour and a half, and it's fully charged for the whole week. Been away to San Diego, California, Oregon, New York, and this thing has just stayed charged while I've been away. So I make sure I charge it just before I go, and I know it's going to be good for the whole trip and come back, and it's good. And it tracks every single thing, every single day, every minute, every second, because it's on you 24/7. Let's start with the thing called a readiness score. So it tracks you and it gives you a readiness score. So in the morning, I wake up, I check my app, the Oura app, and it gives me a score. And it gives me a score of, right, today it's 78. So it's a good score. It's not fantastic, it's not horrible. But basically what it's telling me is you need to take it easy today. Hey, there's indications here you might be getting sick. Hey, you've had plenty of rest. You've had plenty of sleep. The quality of your sleep's been good and you're good to go. You can train. You're going to have a good productive day. It's basically telling you how easy you should take it that day. And I listen to it. And different things on this is your resting heart rate. So I know my resting heart rate is 62 beats a minute. That's what it's telling me. It measures your body temperature. So every single day it'll tell me what my body temperature is doing. And body temperature for the most part should be staying pretty consistent. Go back about 3-4 weeks, my body temperature jumped 0.5 degrees Celsius. And then the next day jumped 1 degree Celsius. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. There's a red flag there. There's red. And guess what? The next day I was down with infection. I was in hospital. And it knew it was coming before I knew it was coming. I didn't feel any signs or symptoms, but my body temperature had gone up, my heart rate had gone up, and this thing had told me before it even happened. Unfortunately enough, I wasn't able to catch it soon enough, and it knocked me out pretty hard. I was pretty sick for a couple of weeks, but it recorded everything. And then it showed my body temperature slowly creeping back down. The antibiotics brought the body temperature down, and I could see that. And I could see my readiness score going from like 48 to 50 and working its way back up as I started recovering and as I started to get better. So good or bad, it's there and it's measuring everything. There's a sleep score. So it tells you how long you're in bed for, and then it tells you how long you're asleep for. So it's actually telling you, hey, you're in bed for 9 hours, but you only slept for 8. It's measuring how long it took for you to get to sleep, your sleep efficiency, your resting heart rate while you're sleeping. And I've always had really good sleep my entire life. I've never had trouble getting to sleep. But something I've discovered is my deep sleep, which is the deepest part of your sleep, which is the most important part of your sleep. My deep sleep isn't very good. I get a red flag on it every single day. And when I say red flag, the bar comes up in red rather opposed to blue. Blue indicators means everything's good, and when you see the red, you're like, okay, that's not a good thing. And every single day I'm getting between, you're supposed to get 1 to 1.5 hours of deep sleep. Last night I got 29 minutes. So 7% of my sleep was deep sleep. It needs to be a lot more than that. And I notice some days I'll get like an hour of deep sleep and I'll wake up and I feel so much more refreshed. And I'm like, oh, then I'll check this. I'm like, oh, there's the indicator. It matches, the information matches the way I feel. But I had no idea that I was struggling with deep sleep. So now I'm doing research on what I need to do to get better quality deep sleep. The rest of my sleep's been great, but my deep sleep is struggling. It tells you how long it takes for you to get to sleep, your REM sleep, your light sleep. It measures it all. And it does that every single day. So you can go back and you can look at this data. I can go back every single day and check out my sleep. How much sleep I had, how much I didn't have, the quality of my sleep, like I said, this thing is just, I love it. It's amazing. And then one of my favorite things is activity. So it's given me an activity score. And because I train hard, I'm pretty active. My activity score sits between, today's 97, all the way up to 99. This thing is always right up the maximum. And I guess that's just because I'm active and I love being active. It's telling me how many steps I do a day, how many calories I burn a day. And you can see significant jump in the calories I burn each day on the days I train, the days I don't train. So yes, say for instance, 3,464 calories. And I'm averaging about 3,300 to 3,500 calories per day. And that's awesome, because then when I'm eating, I know, hey, if I eat slightly less than that, 300-400 calories less than that, I know I'm going to be losing weight. I know like tonight I'm probably going to have Chick-fil-A, probably going to have a bit of a cheat meal. I know it's definitely going to bump above the 3,500 calories, but I know tomorrow by going down to 2,000, 2,500, I know it's going to level out. So that information's right there. It just makes things so easy to just stay on track. And then the cool thing is when I do my workout, I go to my activity on my watch. I hit the little green running man, I hit strength training, it tracks it, and then when I finish that data then goes to my watch and to my ring and to the app. So I can see today 1 hour 26 minutes, 461 calories were burnt doing strength training. And that was tracked from my watch, which is then connected to my ring. And it's just getting better, and this stuff is going to get better and better. Everything's going to kind of interact and make things easier. I've seen a few people like kind of whinging, oh, I can't train with my ring on, I can't lift weights. They're just being a big girl. Like, I lift weights, barbells, dumbbells. The only thing I have a trouble with, a couple of different exercises, is trying not to scratch the back of it. If I'm doing like a pulley, like a row or some type of, I'm grabbing more of my fingers now than I am my hand, because it's a $400 ring. It's a nice ring, but I don't want to scratch it up. I want to obviously keep it in the best shape as possible. Am I going to break it? No, absolutely not. But it is a little bit scratched up on the back, very slightly. So that's just something that I'm finding when I'm going to the gym. But the whole point of me having it is to wear to the gym. So I'm not going to not wear it at the gym. Nothing but good stuff to say about this. Once in 3 months, it's come disconnected from the app. It wasn't showing any data. I wasn't really sure what to do. The next morning, everything was back on track and it was good again. So that's the only down thing I've had about the ring. I've looked at other alternatives like the wristband, things like that. They're a lot cheaper, but then you're paying $30 a month to have the data. I'd rather, like I said, I never wear jewelry, so I didn't mind dropping the money on something nice. I do really like it. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. And then it's cost me nothing for 6 months, and then $6 a month after that. And when it comes to your health, and it comes to, being able to keep the weight off, staying healthy, seeing when you're going to get sick, tracking all this data, and having this data for life. Like at 42, I now have data for the last 3 months, and I'll have data for the rest of my life. And eventually this is going to prevent heart attacks, it's going to prevent strokes, this is going to prevent, next time I may get an infection or maybe getting sick for some reason, this thing's going to tell me before it happens, so I can take action to prevent it from even happening. So highly recommend it. I went the $400 route. I just like the matte black a little bit more than I did the $300 version. Either way, it's a personal choice. And I think they've teamed up with Gucci, so they got like an $800 choice. That's out of my budget. I can't justify that. I don't care about fashion enough to worry about that. But I highly recommend getting it. And let me know your thoughts if you've got one, any feedback, good or bad. And thanks for watching, guys.